system changes the way that we look at education, and it changes the way that we look at our children. It used to be that the goal of education was to take that child and bring that child to his or her potential. But in this system, the goal of education is to meet the standard. The standard is the goal. And if the standard is low, you met the goal. Well, is it low everywhere else? When the Common Core standards were being developed, William McCallum, one of the developers, actually attended a conference of math educators, and they didn't like the standards. They complained a lot. And he said, among other things, don't worry because the overall standards won't be too high. Trevor Packer, who's the senior vice president of the College Board, spoke to the American Association of School Superintendents, and he said, calculus sits outside the Common Core standards. Common Core asks educators to slow the math progression down. The National Center for Education and the Economy published a document called Tough Choices or Tough Times. It was published in May of 2013. The document was called What Does It Actually Mean to Be College and Work Ready, published in May of 2013. And they walked through what do we mean by these rigorous standards. And what they said was being able to do the very beginning classes in a community college. They went on to define that as more time on middle school math, Algebra 1 by the end of your sophomore year in high school. Because, they said, most community colleges begin with Algebra 1, so you don't need to have Algebra 2 in high school to take Algebra 1 in college. Nobody would do that. I come from the state of Pennsylvania. In the state of Pennsylvania, under Common Core, the high school math graduation requirement is Algebra 1. The test is called the Keystone Test, and the only one in math you have to pass to graduate is the Algebra 1 Keystone, and you do not have to pass it until the 11th grade. Because you remember Algebra 1 by the end of your sophomore year in high school. In September of last year, there was a debate, and there were 3 on the con side, 3 on the pro side, including the secretary, and one of the folks on the proponent side said to me, Peg, these are still high standards. They can still take AP Algebra 2. And I waited to see if anybody would correct him, but nobody did. Well, currently, if you take Algebra 2 in college, it's not an AP course. It's a remedial course. But if you don't have to take Algebra 1 until your sophomore year, that makes geometry your junior year, and that makes Algebra 2 your senior year. Now, the document, what does it really mean to be college and work ready, said that they were based on research. So I looked. You know, the U.S. Department of Education actually does do research. In 1999, they published a document called Answers in the Toolbox, where they looked at what factors led to success in college. And what they found was that if a child had any high school math beyond Algebra 2, they more than doubled their chances of getting a bachelor's degree if they went to college. That study became the basis of a meta-analysis done in 2004 by Auburn University. They looked at 25 years worth of studies, and what they found was that if a child gets to calculus in high school, they are 28 times more likely not just to get a college degree, but to be a high achiever in post-secondary school. And that was corrected for race, socioeconomic status, and the kind of high school you went to. So in other words, the highest level of math you get in high school is the biggest predictor of success in college, and if you can get past Algebra 2, you will succeed. And if you get to calculus, you're almost guaranteed to succeed. Now, am I saying every child should take calculus? No. Am I saying every child should go to college? No. What I am saying is that no high school policy should deny our children the opportunity to have the coursework that opens doors of achievement for them in college. And Common Core closes doors that the U.S. Department of Education absolutely knew needed to be opened. Isn't it funny that they